Hello everyone. Hi, it is Linda and here we go for another Sunday Night Live. Hello you all. I can see that we've got quite a few people here already. So I'm not going to be able to say hello to everybody individually, but I'm going to do my best. And if you have questions, I will do my very best to answer them. So please feel free to ask tonight. I've got a few things I want to talk about and we're going to do some crafting. And who's ready? Who wants to go? Or who wants to stay, I should say, shouldn't I? I see Lynn and Margaret were here early. But you guys, it's always nice when you guys can go on and chat before I go live. I really love that. Hey, Cherie. Hi, Donna. How is everyone tonight? Have you had a good weekend? Hi, Rose. How are you? Hey, Chris. Yes, the week has been good and the weekend as well. And it's back to it tomorrow, right? Because I work for myself, I'm a little, I'm very lucky. I'm very aware that I'm so lucky and I can kind of pick and choose the days that I work and so forth. So I actually, because my husband's home on a weekend, I work pretty hard to try and not work too hard on a Saturday, Sunday. I do a craft along. I have that one Saturday a month, but the other Saturdays I try and keep them free. Hello, hello. I see we've got all the girls coming on tonight. And Cookie's saying hello as well. Hello, Ellen. Hi, Katrina. How are you going? Hey, Moira. Hey, Denise. Nice to see you at the markets yesterday. That was lovely. What a beautiful day it was. Wasn't that gorgeous? Hey, Cindy. Yes, we haven't seen you for a while. Nice to have you with us. Okay, I know I've missed people and I'm so sorry. So please forgive me and I'll, there'll be other times I can get to people. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Narelle. Okay, all right. So let's see how we go. Quickly, next Saturday is going to be the October Craft Along. And as I mentioned on Friday night, in case you missed the Friday night video, I'm doing a breast cancer awareness theme this month. So for this next week until the end of October, I am going to be doing a 10%, I'm going to be donating 10% of all the orders that I receive and also $5 from the sale of every craft along tutorial. And those tutorials are $15 each. $5 from each one of those will also go to breast cancer research. So that is just something, a little thing I'm doing. Something that I've always loved about being part of Stampin' Up is that they have a big heart for community causes. And that is something that I've been thrilled to be part of over the years. We've done all kinds of different things. Ronald McDonald House. In the early days, I remember we did the Babies Footprints project. What else did we do? We've donated cards for nursing homes and donated cards for the troops, and also Cessnock Correctional Centre. There's been just so many that we've done, and some of the girls in my team have facilitated some of those, and I'm so grateful that they've been able to do that. So that's been something. So this is my little thing I'm doing this week for breast cancer research or breast cancer awareness, and like I said, that money will be donated 10% of all the orders that I receive between now and the end of the month, and also $5 from the sale of every tutorial. Okay, and you can go back and buy past tutorials as well if you want to. They're on my blog. We went to see Cats in Chatswood. Very nice. The Metro's fantastic. It's all shiny and new. It looks really, really good. A bit of walking for you. That's not so great. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sure you are. Yep, let's just make stuff and feel better. And that's right. We all hope that you'll take your mind off it, if you can. I know that's hard when you're not. I was actually talking to my brother yesterday, and my dad has a huge amount of shoulder pain, and he actually said to my brother the other day that he was in a lot of pain. For my dad to say that, he's obviously really in a lot of pain because he normally doesn't complain. He's very stoic and very very calm, doesn't complain about anything, and for him to say he's in a lot of pain, he must be bad. So that's his shoulders that are causing him trouble. So I don't like seeing anybody in pain, especially my dad. But I'm sorry you're in pain too, Leslie. That's no good. Yeah, that's the hard part. There comes a time where the doctors, they don't want to operate and they don't know what else they can do. And I don't know what the answer is. But hopefully we'll take your mind off it. So that was the first thing to talk about craft along. It will be, some of you may have seen, I put up a picture earlier. I was cutting up for Craft Along, and my supervisor, which happens to be a small orange cat, was sitting in the middle of the projects while I was trying to cut things up. So that's just what he does. I love him, but he's always in the way. That's just orange cat stuff, apparently. Oh, we have a troll, do we? Oh, look at that. We do too. Let's get rid of that, shall we? How do I do that? I think I can. I can delete their comments from StreamYard. I don't know if it deletes off Facebook and YouTube as well, but I have deleted it from here. So we'll see. We'll see if they attempt to do that again. Thanks, Rose. Yeah, good boy, Crumpet. I know, right? He's on the ball. He's keeping a very close eye on the proceedings and making sure that I get it all right and cut everything to precision. It's gone. Excellent. Yep, I hit the ban button. Okay. I have a friend who calls it the ban hammer, and every time she gets a comment like that in her videos, she says ban hammer, and it's a little bit of power, isn't it? Hey. Thanks, Cherie. I appreciate that. I really do. All right. Fantastic. All right. So we shall get going. The other thing that I wanted to, I talked about Craft Along and my theme for the next week. We'll talk about other things where we're making. Let's just get going, because who wants to muck around and talk all night when we could make stuff, right? Do I have a chat to subscribers only? Oh, I don't know that I do, Ella. We might need to have a talk about that, because I don't know what that's all about. So there you go. At least a couple of people got amused, like Cherie, for example. Little bit of stuff going on. All right, let's just start with something really simple. I had a pack left over from a class that I did the other day, and I'm going to recreate a card using the same pieces, but I'm going to do it different. So I'm starting with a piece of, this is Balmy Blue cardstock, which is a great color if you're looking for like a baby blue, baby boy, baby blue color. Really good for that, but also good for things when it matches paper. So I thought I'd use the this paper. This is actually a brand new pack. I've already cut my pieces up, but I'm just going to open the pack to show you. This is a walk in the forest. This is also an example of the community making a difference thing that Stampin' Up does. This is a $4.25 from the sale. This is in Australia, these prices I'm giving you. So if you're elsewhere, your prices will be different. But in Australia, this costs $21.75, and $4.25 from the sale of each one goes to, in Australia, Anglicare. Okay, so Anglicare is the charity that they have chosen to support this time. They move them around. They choose lots of different charities. So Anglicare is to help, obviously, those people who find themselves in a bit of a difficult situation, and they have a lot to offer people in that regard. So I shouldn't I? Yes, I need to do that. I need to work out how. So sorry about that. I do not know, and I will research that, and we'll get that sorted for next weekend. How about that? All right. So this is the pack of Walk in the Forest paper that I'm talking about, and it is really, really beautiful. Okay, now, I've got a big truck outside my house. I don't think they're coming here though. Anyway, so there's 2 sheets of each design. Okay, and on the back there's a less graphic design, I guess you would say. So a smaller design would be great for a background. So the color there is garden green, and we've got pretty peacock trees, we've got old olive trees, and we've also got garden green there. And the bears, I believe those are pecan pie. I think that's what they are. Anyway, the cool thing about this is that it matches a couple of our punches. So, or one punch and actually some dies. So I love it when they bring out paper that matches some of our cutting tools. So for example, this little bear here Oh, I can't quite get in there. I'd need, if I wanted to cut him out, so here's a little tip for you. If you wanted to reach in there and you can't quite reach out, all you need to do is to grab your scissors and just cut it out just below that so that now we can reach. Okay, so then I can pull that in. I can actually cut my little bear out. Just line him up upside down in the punch. Just takes a moment to line it up properly. And there we go. We have a bear all ready to go, cut out with the punch. That's a lot easier than using scissors to cut out the whole thing. Who wants to fussy cut when you can use a punch or a die cut to do it for you? All right, so that's how that works. Now, also these trees cut out with the Merriest Trees dies. So I'm just going to grab those. And of course, oh, there they are. Found them. I was looking in the wrong ones. This is a bigger die set. So I've got my wider die sets, my 6-inch wide die sets in one box, and then I've got my narrower ones in a different box. And I was looking in the wrong box. Forgot that these were a wider set. That's why it took me longer to find them. Oh, that's good to know, Cherie. So Cherie's saying that Anglicare runs counselling programs in their school for troubled students. So that's a fantastic thing that they're doing. Really, really cool. It is a great charity. I agree, Margaret. Really, really good. All right. So when you open this up, okay, what's cool about this set is we have trees of different sizes. So this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 5 levels. So it would cut out this tree here. See that one there? So it's going to actually cut that out. So you can actually cut the trees straight out of here. So if you don't have the Merriest Trees stamp set, but you have this paper, you could actually go in and cut out any of these big trees. Okay. And then there's a smaller one. This one has the 4. So that would be this size. And then this one has 3. So that one's going to be that size. And this one has 2, so you can see you can do all of the different trees. How cool is this, right? Can we do the 2? I don't know. Oh yeah, well you can do the top of any of them to do if I just wanted to use 2. And the same with the 1. Although I haven't actually found much use for the 1 yet. It looks more like a hat to me than it does a tree. Don't you agree? Oh, that's good to know. It's talking about the Toy and Tucker program. That's really cool. They do work in a lot of areas. Hey, Bronwyn, how are you? You ordered this last week, did you, Janine? It is fantastic paper. I love this paper. I think it's so good. So you can use your Merriest Trees dies, like I just showed you, or you can use your Bear Punch on this paper. So that's pretty cool, right? So, whoops, I just managed to drop my die on the floor. So I'm going to pick it up, because if I don't pick it up now, I'll forget about it and then we're in trouble. So I need to make sure all my dies are back in before I put them back in the pack. All right. All right, so there's that paper. That's probably the one that's got the most things to punch and cut, okay? And then this one, this is the one I use for the, remember the Christmas cracker or the bonbon that we did that I was showing you the other night? That's this paper, all right? So I didn't do this one live on Friday night, but I did one the same but in a different color. In fact, I did it from another piece of this paper. So on the back of that one, we've got garden green with some little pine needles, pine leaves. And then this is really nice. You've got your pine cones. So that's a pretty peacock background, and your colours on top are garden green and old olive. And you've got some berries in there as well. On the back, you've got your balmy blue dots for snow. It's cool. I really like this paper. This is, like I said, I just opened my second pack because I pretty much used up nearly all of the first pack. So it was time for me to open the second pack. So I didn't mind. I just needed an excuse to open it, really, which wasn't very hard. Okay, this one, I've used some of this in the card I'm making tonight. And then on the back, we've got some stripes. All right, and this bear here also cuts out with the punch. So the one with his foot out, the one he's got like his foot forward. Now you'll notice that these ones, he's facing the other way. There is a way to cut him out as well with the punch. And if you're thinking, well, how do you do that? You need to make a template, and I did actually make a video about how to do this. So I did it last time with the reindeer punch because we had reindeer paper that had some reindeers facing one way and reindeers facing the other. And I showed how to cut out both with the same punch. So if anyone's interested, I will link, after I finish this video, I will link that video in my VIP group. If you're a member of the VIP group, you want to head over there and there'll be a little video in there to show you how to cut your two different bears facing different directions with the same punch. On the back of that, we have our red and green stripes. Oh, you love the bonbon card. Thank you. I like it too. That was a card that actually came about because I think we decided that Jody was the one who came up with the idea that it looked like a Christmas cracker, and that got my inspiration going, and I went, oh, I know exactly what I want to do with that. So I made one. So thanks, Jody. Then we've got our little blue and white trees on white trees on a balmy blue background, also some little pretty peacock ones. And on the back of that, we have this beautiful kind of balmy blue design. Can you see that? That's really nice. Oh my goodness, that's a big undertaking, Janine. But that's fantastic. So you're doing that for the juvenile detention center in your area. That's so good. That's really, really great. I love it when we can do things like that. It makes what we do here with our cards and everything else, it makes it even more meaningful. So it's not just a great creative expression for us and not just part of our community, but it's also a way of reaching other parts of the community. And I think that's fantastic. All right, so this, you've got your garden green, old olive, and pretty peacock trees. And on the back of that one, you've got those same colors, but in stripes. Okay, so super nice. I'm very glad that, see, I love it when you guys say stuff, because sometimes you say stuff you don't even realize, but you get me thinking about something I might not have thought of. And then that's fantastic, because then I get to make or create something that was something I wouldn't have thought of otherwise. So thank you. Very much appreciated. All right, I've got my piece of balmy blue. Sorry, balmy blue piece is already folded. This is a piece of pretty peacock, and this is card front size. So in Australia, that is 10 centimeters by 14.3. If you're in the US, it is 5 1/4 by 8. By 4. Okay, so 5 1/4 by 4 is the size if you're in the US. So I hope that helps somebody. All right, so I'm going to be doing this card. When I made this card in class, I did it landscape, but tonight I'm going to do it portrait, and I'm going to change it up just a little bit. And we're going to use some of these pieces here. I've already got them cut because these were left over from a pack that I had for a class. So let's start with arranging these. So this is some of those same papers that I've just showed you. And I'm going to, I haven't decided exactly yet how I want them to go, but we can work it out. I can muck around and change it if I need to. All right, so all right, sort of like that. Okay, and I'm going to have them, so these are 9 centimeters, these pieces 9 centimeters across by 2.5. Let me double check this on my trimmer. 2.5 centimeters. Yes, 2.5 centimeters by 9 across. All right, and then that's, so for anybody who's wondering, that is 1 inch wide. Okay, so I think that's kind of cool. All right, so let's get these down and let's glue them into place. And I've got a couple of ideas for what we can do about like a greeting, but I haven't decided 100% which way I want to go yet. So like I said, I'm just using up leftover pieces from a class, which is always a good thing to do. I was just thinking I could have used this piece here on this side too. That would have been nice. Mind you, that's also on the back of that one. So I could still do that if I wanted to. So I'm going to pop this right here. Now, when you're doing strips like this, whoops, I've got a bit of extra glue there, but that's okay. when you're doing strips like this, instead of working your way down and then getting to the end and finding out that you've got too much room left or not enough, this is a little tip for you. My suggestion is that you start at each end and then work your way back into the middle, and that way you're going to make sure you have enough room when you get to the end. Okay, so let's pop this piece on. Oh, there you go. That's a fantastic idea. Well, right now we actually in our team group, one of my team members, Diane, has actually asked our group for cards. If everyone could please contribute some cards for Cessnock Correctional Facility. We did this earlier in the year as well, for Mother's Day particularly. But this time we're doing it for Christmas. So, but it's always been interesting whenever we do a charity group or a give back like this. It's always interesting to me. I'm just wondering, should I use this piece or this piece? I'm thinking I might just keep it with, oh, I don't know. What do you think? That one or that one? Do we think the snow like that? A lot of this is going to be covered up anyway, so it's not probably going to matter. So will I go the darker piece in the middle, or will I stay? Because I've got a few options. All right. Now, if I may actually, I'm thinking this is one option. We've got the Celebrate from the Wanted to Say dies. That would look really nice. And I can actually maybe put that on a, you know, like a piece behind. So let me just grab, here we go. So for example, I've got a silver piece here. And I could put, oh no, the gold's not going to work on that. We don't want that. We don't want the silver. I could do gold though. So, and this is a possibility, having this like this, which looks rather nice. You think the blue, Joan? Okay, all right, good. Thank you for saying that. Oh, is she, Loisley? That's really interesting. My husband was a corrections officer. He was at Park Lee for, oh, I don't remember how many years, 3 or 4, I think. And then, oh, you were too, Monique. Well, my husband was as well. Altogether, he was a corrections officer for about 25 years, roughly. In fact, I have a feeling it ended up being a bit more than that by the time he'd done his time here. But, all right, so then this could go this way. But see, if I do that, then we kind of lose the blue behind. So I'm thinking we will stick with this blue. So there you go. Just like what Joan said. All right. Oh, Joseph Park Lee. Well, that's where my husband Paul was until 3 years ago. They might know each other. Wouldn't that be funny? 6 degrees of separation. You just never know, right? So I'm just going to get some glue. You can use any glue you like for this. It doesn't have to be Tombow. It can be anything. I do like Tombow though, because I'll get a few seconds to kind of wriggle it into the right position. All right, just like that. That's going to be good enough. There we go. Oh, goodness me, Monique. You've got to be pretty tough. I used to hear some of the stories that my husband came home with, and I have to tell you that I was very aware that I could not do what he does. So, you know, hats off to you, because I think that's a huge thing. All right, so this could just go on here like this, which is actually quite nice. I mean, I had other ideas, but this is left over from a kit, so I could just use it like this. Do we like that as it is, or do you guys think we should be doing something else? I mean, I could put it on a piece of white, but I don't think it needs it. I was going to stamp my sentiment on the white with another piece, maybe some gold behind. But, you know, I think that looks weird. Now I've put that on there. That's not right. Oh, the white shape behind? Do you mean this shape? Instead of the blue, it should be white? Is that what you mean? Just looking, just the sentiment. Yeah, I agree, Leslie. I think just the sentiment looked weird with that shape behind. I think that particular shape. But I think Chris is right. A white shape behind would be nice. Hey, guys, we could put a vellum circle behind. We could actually, you know. I'm listening to the collective groans of people near and far as they hear the words vellum circle. But I'm still gonna pull one out and see. I've got some. I'm pretty sure I've got some here. And let me see. I've got other shapes too that might be better than that shape that I just put in there. I think that particular shape was a bit weird. Like, for example, we could have a shape like this, and that could work. But I feel like it needs that darker color there to make it pop. But yeah, there's the V word. Told ya. I knew people would be complaining, but hey, I wouldn't be me if I didn't have a vellum circle in my repertoire somewhere. See, that one's nice, but that's way too big. That's too big. Sometimes a vellum circle, in my opinion, here's one, that's better. All right, so that one is a possibility. And I think the nice thing about the vellum, it still makes the sentiment pop, but without taking away too much from the background. So you couldn't do it. Yeah, yep. I'd be too distressed as well, Leslie. I'm the same. I like vellum on cards. Surprise, surprise. Yes, me too, Cherie. Oh, wow. Yeah, my husband also worked in a psych ward as well. And, yeah, he did that for a long, long time. Denise is telling me to go with the vellum circle because she loves it. You're my people, Denise. All right, so do we like the vellum circle? Do we think that works? I just feel like this on its own, it needs something. It needs something. But I think that this might be the answer because it sort of incorporates all of the different panels rather than just having this one panel with a different thing. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of Tombow glue here, and I'm not going to put it everywhere. I'm just going to put it here and there. Now, if I had been really, really smart and thought this through beforehand, which I didn't, clearly, I would have used some of our new glimmer paper with a self-adhesive back, because then I wouldn't have to stick glue on the back of this little tiny skinny word. I would be able to use my adhesive backed glitter and just take it off. That would have been so much better. But hey, this is what we've got, so I'm working with it. And I don't know how long that self-adhesive glimmer paper is going to be around for. I really hope it stays for a while, but we don't know because it is an online exclusive, which means it's available till it sells out. If Leslie doesn't buy it all, because I know that's entirely possible. If we do sell out here in Australia, Leslie, it's all your fault. You know that, right? Exactly. That's exactly right, Cherie. So that's what I was thinking too. So I'm going to put this, and I'm thinking the other thing I could do is I could, if I wanted to, color it a little bit in the middle with some balmy blue, and that would darken up the center, but I don't feel like I need to. So I'm actually not going to do that tonight. So let's grab some dimensionals because, you know, dimensionals are the bomb. Best things ever. I'm going to stick a couple of those just behind there. That's probably going to be enough. And let's pop this right here over this piece. And then because this section here is hidden, that's where I'm going to put my dimensionals underneath. So I'm going to put a second layer of dimensionals here, and probably just here, because those won't be seen behind that bit of pretty peacock cardstock. So let's pop that right there. Now the question is going to be, does it need, let me put this in the middle, does it need a silver ribbon? This stuff, the sheer ribbon with the silver edge. No, it doesn't, because it's gold. So we definitely don't want silver edge. So I've just answered my own question. Does it need anything else? Does it need Does it need some gold ribbon? Does it need something? What do you think? It needs bling, obviously. Hey there, Sherry. Nice to see you. That's okay, Solvega. Never too late. Never, never, never too late. That's all right. Monique has suggested that when we can't buy it, when it sells out, that we can buy it from Leslie. She'll have a monopoly on it then. All right, let's pop this on our card base. And leave as is, I agree, but I think the question that, I'm surprised she hasn't said anything yet, but we are going to need some bling because, we just do. So let's see what bling we have. I've got a couple of options. And I'm going to pop that there. What do we think? Do we like this card? Is that nice? Let me grab my bling box. We have some little gold bling. Oh, look, there's a brass butterfly stuck to the back of that. But there's some gold bling there, which would look nice. It's very little, but that sometimes is just what you want. I also have some, oh, actually, there's no gold ones left in there. So, no, I don't have that. Let's see. I'm just ferreting my way through. Now, we also have, let me see if they're still on my desk. We also have, and these would go, we have some pretty peacock sequins. Those could work because we have our pretty peacock in our card. So that would work well. And then I also have some balmy blue and some gold on here. So we've got a few options, and there's also, when I find them, there's also those gorgeous, they're probably not going to be, I'm not going to be able to find them, but there are the new self-adhesive ones. So, of course, they're not going to be where I want them to be, but I'll show you what I was trying to find. All right, so they're in here, and they're the blooming pearls, and the colors in those, page 53 they're on if you're looking for them. They're a part of the Garden Walk suite, okay? And the blooming pearls are garden green, gold, petal pink, and pretty peacock. So you get a better picture of them there too. Let's see if I can bring that up closer. Can you see those? They're really nice. But do I know where those are right now? No, I do not. So I'm not going to put them on my card right this second because they're not here. But we have other options. Bling, says Jody. Absolutely you do. The gold and silver trim from the online exclusives. No, I don't think I do. Using the silver glimmer paper on all my Christmas cards. I know, isn't it beautiful? So that means you're going to have an abundance of gold left over. Agreed, Sherry. It does need bling, so we need to work with that. Gold, says Monique. Pearl, says Jody. All right. Well, these are the only ones that I have that are gold and pearls. So let's go with those. And let me find. Oh, where's my take your pick tool gone? Never mind. Can't find it. It's not here. So instead I will use the point of my scissors because that's the next best thing. And I'm going to use one of these and I'm going to pop it. I'm going to pop them in the center because I think they'll show up better. And one here. Whoops. Wants to jump. One there. And one here. Just like that. What do you think? Will that be okay? Is that sufficiently blingy, Jody? What do you think? Yes, next Christmas you'll all be sending all your friends gold glimmer cards because this Christmas they're all getting silver. You just had a drink. I should think so after not being able to find whatever it is I can't find. Thanks, Susan, for starting that trend. It's not such a bad trend. Although I got to say, if I'm going to have a drink, which I don't I don't do all the time, but if I am going to have a drink, I try not to do it before I do a live because I don't trust myself to get, who knows what would happen if I did that. So I save any drinking till after. I think that's important. All right, I'm happy with that one. We'll call it a card. Call it done. All right. So I've got some other bits and pieces left over from a class, and I'm going to play with those as well. On Friday night, we made this card, and I used the new hexagon, the new heartfelt hexagon punch to make this shape, which, as you can see, doesn't even look a little bit like a hexagon, but that's what we did. We actually, we were sneaky with our hexagon punch, and we made it look fun. And then we made this card also with the hexagon punch. So these are the two that we did on Friday night. I do have the punch handy if anyone wants to see it in use again, but does anybody have any requests? Does anyone have anything they particularly want to see? If I have whatever it is that you particularly wanted to see, then I will run with it. You had too much to drink yesterday at your daughter's wedding. Yes, definitely. I'd be taking it slow if I were you, Margaret. Was it a lovely wedding? Did you have a good time? Because I know you've been excited about it. You got to be mother of the bride. How exciting. Bet you look gorgeous. Did you wear something sparkly? What did you wear? Did you wear something special? All right. And while Margaret's typing her answers, we do have a bear that we could use up. What do we think? When I popped in Denise at the markets yesterday, the new animal stamp. I don't have. Are we talking about the fluffiest friends? Because those are dies. No, that's not what you're talking about. Surely. I have an idea. Let me just see. I have a brand new stamp set that I haven't even opened yet. Let me just see if it's here, handy. I've been buying a lot of new stamp sets and new things because I've had a few classes this month, but I have a new stamp set, so maybe we play with this. It was a rustic wedding at Bendigo Pottery, so how wonderful. Green. You can't go wrong with green, can you? You meant Fluffy Friends. Yeah, that's not a punch. That's actually the Fluffy Friends, or I think it's Fluffiest Friends, and I haven't got it yet, but it has two bears in it, and there's two cats, I think, and so that is quite attractive. I haven't bought it yet, but there's every possibility I will because it has two cats. You hate green. All shades of green. Do you know I have a customer who's been coming and doing classes with me for nearly the whole time I've been a demonstrator, which is almost 17 years, and she her favorite color is green. She wears green every single day. I never see her in almost any other color. She always wears green. So we do a lot of green projects if I know she's coming to class because she just loves green. So there you go. I'm more of a blue girl too, but I have been won over to green somewhat. So there you go. You never use it. Well, there you go. All right. So I have got these here, and I don't want to spend too much time. We're already at 8:11, so I don't want to take up too much time doing this, but I am thinking I'm going to cut. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to cut. Well, let me just cut this down a little bit. And which stamp will we use? Which one? Let's have some fun with this. Do we want... I love the giraffe. I think the giraffe is going to be my favorite stamp in here. So maybe I'll do the giraffe, which is this long, thin one, appropriately. All right. So I'm going to take the back off. And I'm going to put my stamp together. Like I said to you, this is a brand new stamp, never used. And the reason that I like to put my stamps together on camera is I like to show you how I do them. So if you've never seen this, and nearly every single time someone says, oh, I've never seen that, that's a great idea. So I've been Only been on for 38 minutes? Yeah, that's about right. So I try and keep to an hour. So the problem with this set, though, Cherie, is it's a colouring set, which means it's going to take a bit more time. So this is what I do. First of all, there's always a split in the back of these, okay? And so you've got this little bit here and this little bit here. I'm going to kind of dog-ear those to make them stay like that. And then I'm going to pick up the whole stamp down the end here, pull the whole sticker off, okay? And I'm going to get one of my blocks. I think this long skinny one. What's this one? This is I. I think I is the right size because it's long and skinny. And I'm going to stick it. I'm going to stick it to the block. The whole thing. Just like that. And you can see it on the other side there. Actually, I need to make sure it's actually right on. So let's put that on again. That's better. So I'm sticking the whole thing down. Okay. And then I'm going to grab those little bits that I dog-eared before and I'm going to pull them off. All right. So I need to make sure it's stuck on properly. That's better. All right. So that's going to sit on there. Now I've got my rubber stamp and I have taken the backing off my rubber stamp and I've put it face down. Okay. Now I'm going to get this, and because it's see-through, I can see where I'm going, and I'm going to line up my stamp with the backing and I'm going to put it exactly where it needs to go, and it's going to be perfect. And that is how you pop your stickers onto your rubber stamps. If you've never done it, who's never done it? Someone tell me if they've never seen that before. You made a Luigi card. Oh, that's cool. Yes, of course it had to be green. It's Luigi. Exactly. Okay, has anyone not seen that? Or are you all tired of me showing that little trick? Moira, you haven't seen it. There you go. There's always someone. It is a great tip and so easy to do. Okay, I did a video about this as well. So if anyone's interested in seeing how I do it a couple more times before to give you get the hang of it, you'll find there's a cool video. It's called the game-changing way to mount your stamps. So there you go. All right, so I am going to use Memento ink and we're going to color this. Now I'm just going to make sure that it's very well inked, because if I don't ink it well, it's not going to come out very well. Because I'm using a rubber stamp, I do not need to put a mat or anything underneath. I think that's okay. Let's try right about here. Let's give that a whirl. Okay, not bad. Isn't that a cute stamp though? Super, super cute. I'm going to come down a little bit so you guys can get in close, because I'm going to color it. Okay. Is that better for everybody? Is that better? It is the best way to put them on. I know, I'll never go back to any other way, right? You took the paper off and reversed it. So you're back to putting the cushion onto the sticky sheet? Really? Oh, okay. Maybe watch that video a couple of times through, because that might be helpful. All right. What color shall we do our giraffe? I think we should do him. Are we going to do him in Daffodil Delight, or maybe Lemon Lolly? Maybe Lemon Lolly. That's a new yellow Lemon Lolly. So that's dark Lemon Lolly, and this is light Lemon Lolly. Oh, no, that's Daffodil. So I've got Daffodil as well. So that's dark Daffodil Delight. And that is dark Lemon Lolly. Light Daffodil. So that's a light and a dark Daffodil. And this one. Okay, that's light and dark. I think I will stick with the lighter yellow. You need orange. Do you think so? Oh, do you know what? I think my pumpkin pie might be on its way out. I have got Calypso Coral. Let's see. Huh. I had Pale Papaya, but that color's not around anymore. We've gotten rid of that. I'm going to have to get a new orange, I think, because these days our orange choices are pumpkin pie, and that's really the only true orange we have, I think. So this is dark pumpkin pie. I've got to go through my blends and sort them out, because my blends are getting very well, I don't know which ones are new and which ones are retired, so I've really got to go through and work that out. So see, this end is no good, but let me see if my thin end is still working. Thin end is working, and that's probably all I'm going to need for this. Okay, so I'm going to start down the bottom here. Is that to your liking, Kim, to go with the pumpkin pie? What do you think? Of course, now that I'm colouring, I'm going to go all quiet, and I'm sorry about that. And the reason is, when people colour in, they go quiet. And if ever I really want my students in a class to quiet down, give them some colouring or some cutting to do. You guys are funny. Yeah, I don't imagine it was funny at the time, Cherie. Right, I'm going with the, so it's dark down the bottom there, but it's going to be lighter at the top. And I'm leaving the dots. I mean, if we think about it, giraffes don't really have dots, do they? I mean, this is obviously a very stylized giraffe. I mean, we could make the giraffe any color, because it's kind of, like I said, stylized. It's not real, so we could make it a turquoise giraffe if we wanted to. But you did say orange, Kim, so we're going with orange. Maybe I'll do a turquoise giraffe next time. So I'm just going to do his face. Now I'm using alcohol markers. These are blends, and we used a water-based stamp ink, which is Memento, is water-based, and any of your water-based inks, all of our classic inks, which are water-based, will be fine for that. Dark orange knickers. It does look like that, doesn't it? we could dress our giraffe, right? It does. Pecan would also kind of have worked, Margaret. I agree. So there you go. Huh. And Jenny, you hadn't, sorry, is it Jennifer or Jenny? I'm so sorry if I've said that wrong, but you hadn't seen it either. So there you go. I'm very, very happy. There's your tip for tonight. Does he dance? Well, he could. Jingle bells, yes. All right. So the question is, what color will I make the tree? Will I make, and given that I'm a little bit dictated by the colors that I have in my possession, I do not have all the blends. I know you're all shocked, but I don't. I have Granny Apple Green. That could work. And I have Old Olive. I have Mossy Meadow, but I think Mossy Meadow is going to be too dark. So I'm thinking either this is dark Old Olive and light Old Olive. I've always thought that the words Old Olive sounds like the little old lady that lives down the street, you know, Old Olive. That's what I've always thought, but hey, that's just me. So which one do you think? He's eating the star. Well, he could be. He could be. Purple's your favorite color. So is that the color for the giraffe or for the tree? You guys are talking about too many colors now, and I don't know which one to do. So do we want a bright one with the Granny Apple Green, or do we want the more kind of more autumny one with the Old Olive? What do we think? Well, I think that's what it's meant to be, Leslie. He is meant to be placing it on the tree. But it does look like he could be hungry. The Granny Apple. All right, Granny Apple it is. So we are going bright. And I'm going to use my thin end because, well, I don't have to, but sometimes when you're trying to be a little bit more detailed and getting around some of the shapes and things, you're better off with the thin end. you're less likely to make a mistake. Whereas I would switch to the big end, the fat end, shall we say, if I was doing a larger area. So I'm just going to, and you know what, the dark granny apple green is not actually that bright, to be honest. Oh, guess what I'm doing when I finish here? I'm going to be going out and sitting in front of the TV with my husband, and we are going to watch the last episode of the latest series 3 of Only Murders in the Building. Do I have any other Only Murders fans here? It's such a fun show. The first one really sucked me in. I got really involved and didn't really mean to get really involved. And so then, of course, I've had to watch all of them. They're a little bit silly, but they're fun. I just went and switched to the fat end thinking I could handle it, but I don't know that I can. I think I need the skinny end. So, does anyone else? Am I the only person who watches Only Murders in the Building? So if you're wondering, it's kind of a whodunit and lots of twists and turns. And it's got Selena Gomez. What's his name? Oh, I've just gone completely blank. Steve Martin. And no, it's on Disney. It's on Star. This season is slower, I agree. You never heard of it, Sherry? It's great. It's really fun. I think the first series was the best, as they often are. But yeah, it's a really fun series, and I think most people would really enjoy it. So I'm thinking I'm going to add. I've got some Poppy Parade. I'm going to go bright. We've elected to go bright, so I'm going to stay with the bright theme, and I'm going to add some little baubles here with my skinny end. And then I think I'm going to use my daffodil. Now that I've added daffodil, I think it's probably too yellow, but that's okay. All right, what do we think? Do we like this? Is that fun? What color hat should he wear, guys? Has it got to be a red Santa-y kind of a hat? Probably. Probably shouldn't have even asked that. I'm going to stick a red hat on him. Sorry, I'm not even going to wait for... You don't do TV or Netflix or anything. Good on you. My husband is allergic to the news. We do not watch the news. He thinks... I think in America, particularly, because for those who don't know, my husband is American, and he really doesn't... he doesn't trust the media. And in America, I think it's much, from what I gather from listening to him, it's much more prevalent. You know, there's a lot of political stuff on TV, on the media and stuff, and who wants to listen to that, right? So, yeah, he doesn't. Oh, and we've also got one here. I'm going to color this one in. He's holding this one. And then I'm actually going to go in with a lighter yellow on these, I think. All right, I'm going to leave his spots white. I'm going to leave the pom-pom and the trim white. Wondering about this little, it's a little basket of ornaments. So I'm thinking maybe I do some ornaments with the red and yellow theme. And then I'm going to put, I think I'll do a pecan pie basket. I think that'll look good. A couple of little dots here. And then we're going to use the granny apple green for the holly leaves, the dark one. And I'm going to use my lemon lolly for my ribbon. And we're nearly there. Actually, I just realised I can't do pecan pie because I don't have that colour yet. So that's not going to work, but we've got lots of different tones of different browns. So I'm actually going to go crumb cake, I think, for the basket. I'm going to go light for the rest. So the secret when you're using blends, you don't have, they're actually, because the alcohol evaporates quite quickly from these, it's best to use the two colors if you want them to blend together fairly quickly, one after the other. So you're better off not to do a big area, just do small areas at a time so they have time to blend. All right, and you will find that will work better for you. I'm going to color in my trunk. I'm nearly there. I've got to do the star though, I think. I think the star needs to be done. We're nearly there, guys. Do a little bit of colouring around the bottom here. All right. And we're going to go lemon lolly for my star. Okay. Cute. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Super, super cute. Now, if you, something I do suggest, well, first of all, I want to cut this out. And I'm thinking, let's see if one of our scallop contour dies will cut this out well. I probably should have done a little bit further away from the corner, but oh well, doesn't matter. We'll work it out. This isn't going to be big enough. It's just a little bit too. And this one is not going to work because I'm too close to the corner, so he's not centered. So we're just going to have to cut him out. And I don't have the deckled rectangles, so I can't really do that. So let's do this piece here. And I need to cut him down a little bit. All right, so one thing I will suggest to you, when you have a design like this, okay, a picture that you've colored, looks fabulous. There's a couple of things you can do to the background to bring it to life, because right now it's just floating in the middle of a white background, okay? So here's what I suggest. I suggest that having something underneath, usually I would either use crumb cake or even better, smoky slate, and probably the light one, because I want it to look like he's grounded and he has like a shadow or something like that going on underneath him. So I'm going to kind of come in here and I'm just going to add a little bit of shading, if you like, so he looks like he's standing somewhere. Do you think his spots and mane should be brown? All right, well, we can do that. The only brown I have my crumb cake, and that brown would work, but I do also have some of the skin tone browns. I have a dark one, but I don't know whether that one is going to be too dark. Let me have a quick look in my blends box. Oh, that might be better. That's the bronze. So maybe the bronze. What do you think? Would the bronze work? Maybe he is Cherie. That's possible. And the hoofs in, well, what do we think about the bronze? Do you think the bronze is too dark, or should I go with the crumb cake? Ellen's suggesting maybe crumb cake. Cherie said bronze. What do you think? I don't have the deckled rectangles dies. I'm so sorry. I wish I did, but they're one I've never actually got around to getting. I have the stitched rectangles. I was a stitched rectangle devotee and was very, very sad when they went. All right, so I'm doing some dark bronze ones, and we can go lighter as we get to the top because we also went with lighter, the lighter orange as we went to the top. But what do you think? Do we think this is too dark? Do I continue with the bronze, or do we? Let's have a look. What do you think? Bronze hoof. Okay. Ellen's right, says Donna. Okay. All right. I'm going to go bronze. We're going to go kind of go half and half. I'm going to go bronze with the hoof. And then working up, we're going to go crumb cake as we get, which is actually, this is crumb cake and it almost looks the same. It's almost the same. Look at that. There's not much difference. There you go. And I'm actually even going to switch to my light crumb cake and see how that looks, because you can always go darker, but you can't go lighter. So see, there's the light one, and that's quite a bit lighter. Should I stay with the same color all the way up, or what do we think? Crumb cake spots. Keep going. You missed one there. His tail under the bauble. Oh, I did. Look at that. Well, we'll need to go in with our bronze for that. Actually, that's not bronze. That's a darker color. All right, and there's one here too. Look, I missed another one. I missed two. All right. Okay, I think that's looking good. Yep, everyone's much more aware than me that I had left a spot. All right. Okay. The other thing you could do, you could come in with a blending brush and add, add some balmy blue around the top here to add some sky if you wanted to. But I'm actually going to leave it just like that. And I've got the colors I've got here. I'm just thinking which is going to be best. And what have I got that is going to match in with this? I mean, we could put him on this kind of a background. What do you think? Would this background work? This is from the Berry Christmas paper, the 12 by 12 paper, and I'm thinking that actually might work. Do we like that? I'm sorry, Margaret, it's green. I'm so sorry. I could pick another color if you'd like something else. I'm thinking what else would look really good with this? Well, how about this? This is another option. We like that. You missed this spot. See, you're doing lots of drinking. Here's something. It's not Christmassy, but we could also go with some yellow spots, which would kind of match in with our giraffe. What do we think of that idea? Do we like that? Now, this is from the, what's the paper? Eclectic something. It's this one. Delightfully Eclectic. And the color of the yellow in that is crushed curry. So we could go crushed curry. No, the green. Okay, green it is. You girls know what you're doing, and I trust you. So, all right. So, what greens have I got in here? I've got garden green. I'm just going to have a quick look at the colors in this paper. And the reason why I wanted to do that is I want to make sure I choose the right color underneath. So, I mean, I'm leaning towards I could go with Mossy Meadow because there's some darker Mossy Meadow in there. Where is this paper? Here it is. Page 23. Okay. So the colors in here, it's got the basic colors, but then when you actually buy the paper, there are more colors listed on the back. Okay, but it says Real Red, Old Olive, Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight, and Night of Navy. Well, I'm going to give the blues a miss. The red packages, yeah, you could. Oh, yes, we could do that. So we could have it going this way, up and down. Or we could have it going this way across. I'm thinking I'm not going to put I'm not going to put it all the way across. I'm going to have it half and half. And let me find, well, here's the red that you're asking about, Fran. So that's how it would be on the red. But the only thing is we have some blue in that. I think if I thought that I was going to put it on this, I would have added some blue in with maybe some blue baubles or something like that. So Across, says Monique. Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, up and down, says Rose. The pattern with the packages. Oh, okay. Well, let me have a look at that. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. Here it is. Oh, guess where it is? There it is. It's on the back. So that's another option. That would be another option. You could have a bit of fun with that. What if we did some of this and some of this? What if we did both? All right. Okay. So I'm thinking, so my colors in here, I've got Old Olive, I've got Mossy Meadow. Let me grab my pieces here. And I'm going to start with Mossy Meadow because I think we might get away with this. So let's have a little look. I'll bring my trimmer in. So I'm cutting this. If you're in Australia, it's 14.3 by 10. If you're in the US, it's going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay, so just to give everybody a little bit of a... Now I'm going to make this 6 1/2 across. Some of you might already know what I'm doing here. So the measurements for this don't really matter all that much. You kind of play around with this. I'm making it a little bit shorter than my card front so that it's going to go on here like so. And then if I wanted to, I could have my red and green down the side. Now there is also blue on this. Not that you should be alarmed by that, but is the red, and is this going to be too busy? Because that's what I'm concerned about. Stick with my first choice. I think it's too busy too. Yeah, the flip side of the bear paper. Let me have a little look. We've got some options. Did you mean this one? Is that the one you were thinking? The trees. That's better. That definitely is better, but it does bring some blue in. Okay, some navy. So that is a better choice because I'm looking at having a thin strip here, which is about 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch wide. So that's a possibility. I think we might be close to making a decision. Too busy, too busy. No, okay. All right, you guys. All right, so if I was to leave this like this, this is how it would be, okay? And then we don't necessarily have to have another piece here. We can leave it blank like this. That is a possibility. And I can either have a greeting down this end. I can put this on a mat, but then I'm going to lose more of my pattern. Okay, so let's just go ahead and put this on. So when you're making a card, all the time you're making decisions. You're going, okay, this is too big, too small, or I need more of this because, and you're always thinking about balance, okay? You're wanting to balance your cards. So you don't want to, for example, put all your elements in one area usually because you want to spread it out and make sure that your card looks balanced. So this, I purposely didn't go exactly at the halfway mark because then my card is symmetrical and it's not going to look quite right. Now, as I'm looking at this, I like it, but I'm thinking I might cut it down ever so, just a tiny, tiny bit on each side and at the top here and at the bottom, because then we'll see a little bit more of the background, but I only want to do a tiny bit. Otherwise, I'm going to lose a little bit around the card there. So let's have a little look. I'm only going to take a couple of millimeters off each side. So you can see about 2 millimeters off that side there. And it's about the same here. About the same. All right, tiny, tiny, tiny bit off the bottom. And about the same off the top. Maybe about 0.5 centimeter off the top, actually a little bit more. All right, so now it's slightly smaller. All right, what do you think? Do we like this? Is that looking good? What the heck is that? I know, right? I think you're right. Some gold stars would look really good as bling. All right. Now, sometimes I would like to matte this, but I don't want to lose too much of my background. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I add some color to the edges of my paper so I make it look like it's finished. It's not an afterthought. And you could apply this with a sponge dauber, but the easiest and the quickest way is to actually just grab an ink pad and slide it around in your ink pad. Okay, now you have to be careful. I lean it forward a little bit and do that, and I've just got that old olive edge. Now I could have picked another color to be a bit more contrast, but all I really want is for it to look like it's finished. All right, so I'm doing that. And then on the back here, I'm going to add some dimensionals. Oh, I've got mini dimensionals there. What happened to my big ones? Ah, here we go. Found them. 1, 2. You'll notice that when you use alcohol markers, they go through your paper. They penetrate the full width of your cardstock, and that is okay. That's the alcohol doing its job, blending properly, and don't ever worry about that. It's normal. You haven't done anything wrong if you see that. Oh, look, a bonus cat hair. Wonder where that came from. Could be anywhere, really. All right, so I'm lining this up so it's straight with the edges of the paper. Looking really good. Now, we do need a greeting. Okay, now let's have a little look at this new stamp set that I just got, that I just opened, literally, and now can't find. Okay, where is it? If you were my brand new stamp set, where would you hide? Does anyone know? This is what happens. Well, there's the stamp. I reckon it's under this big pile of paper here on my desk that I've dumped a million things on. Yep, it is. All right, so let's see. What have we got? We've got a Happy Christmas Wishes. I could do Season's Greetings or something like that from one of my other sets, but I think Happy Christmas Wishes is going to fit down here quite nicely. And I have actually got, whoop, this is left over from another project. I'm wondering, no, you know what? Now that I'm putting this on here, I'm not sure that I like it down there. I think it's not the right shape, not the right size or shape or something. And now I'm looking at this and I want to move it. A Linda moment. I know we haven't said that for a while. What did Sherry say? No vellum. I know. Thanks, Sherry. You're in. You're my friend already. Oh, good. You nearly finished your vodka alcohol. I can see that. Well, I'm probably contributing to that, aren't I? All right, so this is a possibility. We've also got other things. For example, we could do a little Christmas greeting, but I don't want to cover up too much down here. I would like this to be something small, and I think that this is too long. That is the problem. I mean, it's probably going to fit the Happy Christmas Wishes, no problem, but I don't think it's not balanced. What about embossing onto vellum? Well, I could do that, yes. Sentiment inside, says Joan. That's a possibility. You know, we could pop a ribbon here and then put our sentiment on the inside. That would work. I like that idea. All right, I'm just going to fold myself a card base here and relocate the bone folder. There we go. This piece is now going to go onto here. So let's pop that down. See, now we're over time. I'm over time by 15 minutes. Whoops. I know you guys don't mind when I go over time, but I try and keep, you know what though, when I do 1 hour long videos, more people watch the replay. if I go too much over an hour, not as many people watch it because I guess they think, oh, gee, that's a long time to sit and watch somebody create. I'm thinking we need a ribbon. We need something down here. Make it a mail card. Oh, yes, I guess you could. We could add some bling, but I want to add, show you what I had in mind. Because we're not adding a sentiment on the front, so I feel like we need to add, oh, we've got a couple of options. So I have this is some online exclusive ribbon, which is this one. That could work. Look at that. And then we've also got the golden vanilla satin ribbon, which is really, really beautiful and easy to tie. All right, so I'm just we'll do it really fast, and I'm going to add both. It would work as a mail card. I hadn't thought of that, Cherie. Without the ribbon, of course. You are correct. We don't always need to have ribbons. But I want to add something to this because there's no sentiment. So I'm thinking, having a little bit of ribbon down the bottom here. No ribbon. Stars. Okay, we could do that. I think I even have some right here on the table, I think. If I'm not mistaken. All right. So if I was going to add ribbon, I would add the gold, or I would add the dotty golden red, because I think that would work as well. And I probably, with the dotty, I probably wouldn't tie a bow. I'd probably do a knot. All right, so you mean like these stars? Let's try this. Let's try one down here, and then maybe a small one here. And another one a little higher up the top. Like that. What do you think? Do we like that? Sometimes I get very involved in my project, and I'm so sorry, Donna and Jody. I'm not paying attention all the time to what you guys are writing because I'm actually paying attention to what I'm making. I'm so sorry. But I think the stars are good. Yeah, okay. So people are saying they like that. There is one other thing I want to do because we didn't add a bow. So I feel like there's still something that needs to happen. And I'm thinking we could add a strip of gold that starts here and just pops out a little bit underneath, like a very thin strip of gold. Or I could have a thin strip of gold that goes across the bottom of this piece. But now that I've cut it down a little bit, it might not be big enough for me to do that. So let's try doing this because I do feel a little bit more sparkle would be nice. And I'm going to make this just under 1/2 centimeter wide, this strip. So it's this wide. And what's really cool about this stuff, what I love about it, is the fact that it is self-adhesive, which means we can run your finger over the edge and you'll find that the backing will start to come off if you just run it over there very gently. Now, what I need to do actually, I don't want this whole piece. Now that I've got this whole piece, I'm going to cut this short and I'm going to throw it up here. And then we're going to do another little bit. And I'll save that other bit that is left over for something else. There we go. What do we think? Do we like that? Dazzle it. Yeah, that's right. And wink on the star. Well, we could do that. Let me just see if I have any Wink Estella really close by. I think I do. It wasn't too far away. So wink on the, I'm assuming you mean this gold star in the giraffe's mouth. Make it all sparkly. And of course we could make the tree sparkly. We can make the ornaments sparkly. Why not? Let's do that. Because, you know, you can never have too much sparkle. Right, Jody? Haven't seen Michelle for a while. Here we go. Look, cat hair. I should have to put something, you know, put $1 in the jar for every time I find a cat hair. I'd be rich. Oh my gosh. Yep. That's it. And it was a black hair. It wasn't one of Crumpet's. It was Merlot's. There we go. What do we think? Do we like this? So we made 2 cards tonight. And the other card's around here somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. Goodness me. Oh, there it is. Found it. All right. So there's our cards tonight. What do we think? Do we like these? Try and straighten it up a little bit. I hope that you enjoyed that tonight. We did go longer than I wanted to, but you know what? I still really enjoy it when I do this. And I hope if you haven't watched Only Murders in the Building that you'll give it a try if you have access to it. It is a fun show. This week I will be preparing all the cards for Craft Along, which is next Saturday. And the very last thing I haven't talked about tonight, but I need to talk about it, this is the last week of our joining special. So if you have been thinking about maybe joining Stampin' Up as a demonstrator or to get a discount or any of the reasons that people join Stampin' Up to be part of our team and our community, any of those things, please reach out, okay? You can either go to my blog, which is here on the screen right now, lhiggins.blogspot.com, and there is a click here to join my team button right at the top, and you can read a little bit more about it, or you can send me a message, okay? You can reach out, and don't forget too, if you want to see that video that I mentioned earlier about how to mount your rubber stamps with the stickers, then I will put the video where I show how to do that on my VIP group. So look out for that as well if you're part of that. And anyone can be in the VIP group. You just need to be in Australia. Okay. All right, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic week ahead. I will see you next Friday night. And see you soon. Bye-bye.